Welcome to Tungal online classes. Today we are going to discuss about the topic equality of vectors. Equality of vectors. In the last lecture we discussed about vectors, basic definition of the vectors and definition of the scalar also. How can we define a vector quantity? A physical quantity which is having both magnitude as well as the direction, and if they obeyed vector laws of addition, then only we are calling those physical quantity as vectors quantity. So here we are going to discuss about equality of vectors. When we will say given vectors are said to be the equal vectors, what are the conditions are required for saying that these two given vectors are said to be equal vectors? So let us consider a bar comma b bar are any two vectors. So what I consider here? I consider two vectors. The first vector is a vector a bar and the second vector is a what? Vector b bar. Now I want to say vector a bar comma b bar are said to be what? Equal vectors. So if a bar comma b bar are said to be equal vector, what is the required condition? So the two given vectors must be having the same magnitude. The two given vectors a bar comma b bar, they must be having the same magnitude, along with they must be acting along the same direction. They must be acting along the same direction. Then only those two vector quantities are said to be equal vectors. Again I am saying the condition definition. If any two given vector quantities are said to be the equal vectors, they must be having the same magnitude as well as same direction. Then only those two vector quantities are said to be equal vectors. Let us consider one example. So here I consider the first vector, vector a bar. Vector a bar. So let us say its magnitude is equal to 5 units. So we consider the first vector whose magnitude is equal to what? 5 units, and it is acting along the positive x-axis direction. I consider one more vector, say vector b bar. Its magnitude is also equal to what? 5 units. Two vectors we consider here. First vector whose magnitude is equal to how much? 5 units, and it is acting along the positive x-axis direction. I consider the second vector also, which is also having the same magnitude of 5 units, that is also acting along the same direction as that of the vector a bar. So two vectors are having the same magnitude and they must be acting along the same direction. Then we will say that these two given vectors are said to be equal vectors. The vectors a bar comma b bar are said to be what? Equal vectors. They have the same magnitude and they will be acting along the same direction. So the condition will be satisfying for the required equal vectors. Therefore, a bar comma b bar will be called as equal vectors. Suppose we consider one more example. Example 1, example 2. In this case, I consider the first vector, vector a bar, whose magnitude is equal to 5 units. I consider the vector b bar. It is also having the magnitude of 5 units. First vector a bar will be having the same magnitude. B bar is also having what? Same magnitude. First condition was verified. Those two vectors will be having the same magnitude. But what is the second condition is required? Those two vectors a bar comma b bar will be acting along the same direction. But from this diagram, is the two vectors will be acting along the same direction? No. So there is some angle existing between vector a bar comma b bar. That's why in this case a bar comma b bar are said to be not equal vectors. A bar comma b bar are said to be what? Not equal vectors. So if any two vectors are said to be equal vectors, what is the required condition? They must be having the same magnitude and they must be acting along the same direction. Then only we are calling as vector a bar comma b bar will be called equal vectors. Next one. Types of vectors. types of vectors. In the types of the vectors, first one is polar vectors. First one is what? Polar vectors. How can we define the polar vector? The vectors whose direction does not be changed. The vectors whose direction does not be changed when they are displacing from one frame of reference to another frame of reference. Whenever they will be displacing from one frame of reference to the another frame of reference, or one coordinate system to the another coordinate system, then we are calling those vectors as what? Polar vectors. Again I am defining. If any one of the vector is said to be the polar vector, its direction value does not be changes. Whenever they are displacing from one frame of reference to the another frame of reference, or one coordinate system to the another coordinate system, then such type of vector quantities are calling as what? Polar vectors. Okay. Next, what are the examples for the polar vectors? Displacement vector, velocity, force, etc. Displacement vector, velocity vector, force vector. If these vectors are displacing from one coordinate system to the another coordinate system, their direction value does not be changes. That's why those vectors are calling as what? Polar vectors. And the second type is axial vectors. Second one is what? Axial vectors. In the first case, their direction value does not changes when they are changing from one coordinate system to the another coordinate system. But in the case of the axial vectors, the direction value will be changes. Whenever they will be displacing from one frame of reference to the another frame of reference. Okay, the vectors whose direction will be changes. Whenever they are displacing from one coordinate system to the another coordinate system, or one frame of reference to the another frame of reference. Such type of vectors are calling as axial vectors. So what is the examples? So angular displacement, angular velocity, torque, etc. So what are the examples for the axial vectors? Angular displacement, angular velocity, torque, all these are calling as what? Axial vectors. So what is the difference you understood? Polar vectors means in the case of the polar vectors, their direction does not be changes whenever they will be changes from one coordinate system to the another coordinate system. In the case of the axial vectors, the direction will be changes when they displaced from one coordinate system to the another coordinate system. Next one. So the third type is like vectors or parallel vectors. Like vectors or parallel vectors. What is meant by like vectors or parallel vectors? If two or more vectors are acting along the same direction, irrespective of their magnitude, then such type of vectors we are calling as a what? Like vectors or parallel vectors. For example, I consider A bar is one of the vector, its magnitude is equal to 5 units, and B bar is another vector, its magnitude is equal to say 9 units, and one more vector I consider, that is C bar, its magnitude is equal to 10 units. How many vectors I consider there? 3 vectors I consider. First vector, vector A bar, whose magnitude is equal to what? 5 units. Second vector B bar magnitude is equal to 7 units. Third vector, vector C bar magnitude is equal to what? 10 units. That means we consider 3 different vectors. They will be having what? Different magnitudes. But all these vectors will be acting along the same direction. All these vectors are acting along the same direction. Then we will say that vector A bar comma vector B bar comma vector C bar either like vectors or parallel vectors. What is the condition is required for the like vectors? How many vectors you consider, that's not a matter. If 2 or more vectors will be acting along the same direction irrespective of their magnitude, then such type of vectors are saying as what? Either like vectors or parallel vectors. Next one is unlike vectors are anti-parallel vectors. Unlike vectors are anti-parallel vectors. In the previous case, like vectors are parallel vectors. They will be acting along the same direction. So how can we define unlike vectors or anti-parallel vectors? If 2 vectors will be having different directions, if 2 vectors will be acting along the different direction irrespective of their magnitude. Again repeating, how can we define unlike vectors or anti-parallel vectors? If two vectors are acting in opposite direction, irrespective of their magnitude, then such type of vectors are calling as what? Unlike vectors are anti-parallel vectors. For example, I consider 2 vectors. One is a vector A bar. Its magnitude is equal to how much? 5 units. I consider another vector B bar. Its magnitude is equal to how much? 7 units. First vector magnitude is equal to 5 units. It is acting along the positive x-axis. And the second vector magnitude is equal to how much? 7 units. It is acting along the negative x-axis. That is, these 2 vectors will be acting in the opposite direction and also they are having unequal magnitude. Then such a type of vectors we are calling as a what? Unlike vectors are anti-parallel vectors. So they must be acting in which direction? Opposite direction. In the previous case, they will be acting along the same direction. So this is the condition for what? Unlike vectors. Next one is negative vector. Next one is what? Negative vector. For a given vector, how can we define the negative vector? So let us consider A bar is a vector. A bar is a vector. So this is a representation of vector A bar. Say it is having a magnitude of 5 units. So I consider one vector A bar which is having a definite magnitude of 5 units. For a given vector, how can we define the negative vector? The negative vector of a given vector the negative vector of a given vector will be having the same magnitude, but it acts in the opposite direction. So how can we define the negative vector? The negative vector of a given vector having the same magnitude but it acts opposite to the direction of the given vector. So like this we have to define the negative vector of a given vector. So here which vector we consider initially? Vector A bar was considered, whose magnitude is equal to what? 5 units. How can we represent the negative vector of the vector A bar? So the negative vector will be having the same magnitude as that of the given vector A bar, but its direction will be opposite to the given vector. So that the negative vector will be represented by minus A bar. Minus is indicating that it is acting in opposite direction to the given vector. So this is a definition of what? Negative vector. Next one is co-initial vector. Co-initial vectors. In the representation of a vector, we discuss for a given vector, 2 points we have to remember. One is called tail, another one is called what? Head. Tail representing what? So tail represents the starting point of the vector, from where the vector will be started, and the head will be giving the direction. Now how can we define the co-initial vectors? If two or more vectors are starting from the same point, that means they will be having the same initial point. So such type of vectors are calling as a what? Co-initial vectors. Again repeating, how can we define the co-initial vectors? Initial point means what? From where the vector was started. If two or more vectors will be starting from the same initial point, then such type of vectors we are calling as a what? Co-initial vectors. Here A bar comma B bar comma C bar will be calling as a what? Co-initial vectors. Next one, collinear vectors. So linear means what? Along the same line. Here co-initial vectors, their common point will be, their initial point will be, their starting point will be remain same. Here collinear vectors, that means if two or more vectors will be acting along the same line, then such type of vectors are saying as collinear vectors. If two or more vectors will be acting along the same line, then such type of vectors will be calling as a what? Collinear vectors. For example, I consider vector A bar, vector B bar, vector C bar. Vector A bar, vector B bar, vector C bar. all these vectors will be acting along the same line, same straight line. Then only we are saying that all these vectors a bar comma b bar comma c bar are called as a what? Collinear vectors. Collinear vectors. Next one is coplanar vectors. Coplanar vectors. In co-initial vectors, their initial point will be remain same. In the collinear vectors, all the vectors will be acting along the same line. Coplanar vectors. Next one is coplanar vectors. Next one is what? Coplanar vectors. In the previous case we discussed co-initial vectors. That means their initial point will be remain same. Here collinear vectors, their line will be remain same. Coplanar vectors. So here I consider which plane? XY plane I considered here. Which plane I considered here? XY plane will be considered. So in the XY plane I consider some of the vectors. Let a bar is one of the vector which will be acting in this particular direction, and b bar is the another vector, and c bar is one more vector, and d bar is the another vector. So here I consider 4 different vectors. They will be acting in different directions. They will be acting in the different directions. But all these 4 vectors will be belongs to the same xy plane. All the 4 vectors are belongs to the same xy plane. Then we will say that vector a bar, vector b bar, vector c bar, vector d bar. Vector a bar, vector b bar, vector c bar, vector d bar. All these 4 vectors are belongs to xy plane only. So that those vectors are calling as a what? Coplanar vectors. Those vectors are calling as a what? Coplanar vectors. Next vector is unit vector. In the last class also we discussed. Once again we will discuss here. So what is meant by unit vector? How can we define the unit vector? The vector whose magnitude will be either unity or 1. The vector whose magnitude will be either unity or 1. Such type of vector we are calling as a what? Unit vector. Okay, definition is okay. For which purpose we are using this vector? So the unit vector can be used to describe the unit vector can be used to describe the direction of a given vector. So what is the need? What is the purpose of the unit vector? This unit vector can be used to denoting the direction of a given vector. Denoting the direction of a given vector. Suppose if a bar is a given vector, a bar is a given vector, a bar is a given vector, its unit vector will be represented by its unit vector is represented by a cap. How can we have to read it? A cap. So if a bar is any one of the vector, its unit vector will be represented with the symbol of a cap. What is the formula for the a cap? Formula of a cap. So a cap is equal to vector a bar by modulus of a bar. So what is the formula of the unit vector? How can we find the unit vector? So a cap is equal to given vector a bar by modulus of a bar. So what modulus of a bar? Modulus of a bar is the magnitude of vector A bar. Modulus of A bar is giving what? Modulus of A bar will be giving the magnitude of the given vector A bar. Magnitude of given vector A bar. How can we find the magnitude of a given vector? Magnitude of a given vector. So, finding the magnitude of a given vector A bar. So, in the numericals, how can we have to calculate? How can we find the magnitude of a given vector quantity? Let given vector A bar is written as Ax into I cap plus Ay into j cap plus Az into k cap. The given vector general form I written, vector A bar is equal to Ax into I cap plus Ay into j cap plus Az into k cap. So, its magnitude can be calculated by using the formula modulus of A bar, magnitude of A bar. Magnitude of A bar is equal to modulus of A bar is equal to under root of Ax square plus Ay square plus Az square. Modulus of A bar equal to what? Under root of Ax square plus Ay square plus Az square. Now, the unit vector A cap. Unit vector A cap. What is the formula for the unit vector A cap? Unit vector A cap is equal to, in generally we are writing A bar by modulus of A bar. A bar by modulus of A bar. So therefore, A bar means what? Ax into I cap, Ay into j cap plus Az into k cap by modulus of A bar. Its value is equal to what? Ax square plus Ay square plus Az square. So, this is a formula for calculating unit vector of a given vector quantity. Given vector quantity. The last one is null vector. Null vector. So, here null denotes what? Nothing. 0. Right? So, in the unit vector we told that the vector whose magnitude is equal to unity, such vector is called what? Unit vector. So, null vector, the vector whose magnitude is equal to 0, such type of vector is called what? Null vector. The vector whose magnitude is equal to 0, such type of vector is called what? Null vector. And the direction of the null vector is undetermined. The direction of the null vector will be undetermined. So, what are the examples for the null vector? Examples. First one is the position vector of a particle. Position vector of a particle kept at the origin. Kept at the origin. Suppose if a particle was keeping at the origin, its position is equal to what? 0. So, what is the example for the null vector is the position vector of a particle which is kept at the origin. Which is kept at the origin. So, its magnitude will be is equal to what? 0. Second example. Acceleration vector for a body moving with uniform velocity. If any one of the particle is moving with the uniform velocity, acceleration is equal to 0. Acceleration is equal to what? 0. If any one of the particle will be at the origin, its the position vector is equal to what? 0. So these are the examples for the null vector. These are the examples for the null vector. Next topic is multiplication of a vector by real number. Already we know that if any one of the physical quantity is saying as a vector quantity, it has definite magnitude as well as a definite direction. If you are saying any one of the physical quantity is a vector quantity, it has a what? Definite magnitude as well as definite direction. So here I consider that A bar is a vector quantity. So what I consider here, A bar is a vector. Vector means what? It has a definite magnitude. So its magnitude value is equal to what? Capital A. Its magnitude is equal to what? Capital A. Suppose we are assuming that the vector A bar is acting along the positive x-axis. What we are assuming here? We are assuming A bar is one of the vector. Its magnitude value is equal to what? Capital A. So by the representation of the vector, I represented the vector A bar like this. The direction of the vector A bar is acting along the positive x-axis. Positive x-axis. So here, whatever the vector we consider A bar, that vector A bar is multiplied by the real numbers. Vector A bar is what? Multiplied by the real numbers. The real numbers usually they are taking the positive values as well as negative values. Real numbers are taking what? Positive values as well as negative values. So I am assuming that lambda be a real number. Lambda be a real number. That means lambda may be positive, may be negative. That is lambda may be positive or negative. May be positive or negative. So in case 1, I am assuming that lambda will be positive. That is lambda is taking the values which are greater than or equal to 0. Which are equal to what? Lambda is taking all the positive values, that is the lambda will be greater than 0. So whatever the initial vector we are taking A bar, if this vector A bar is multiplied by the real number lambda, which is carrying only the positive values, what will happen? If any one of the vector will be multiplied with the positive values, its magnitude will be increases by lambda times. Whatever the vector A bar you consider, that vector A bar is multiplied with the real number lambda, and that lambda will be always taking the positive values. Then what we observe? The magnitude of the new vector will be increases by lambda times. Magnitude of the new vector will be increases by lambda times. That is, new magnitude is equal to what? New magnitude is equal to, initial magnitude is equal to what? A only. Because we are multiplying with the lambda, so that the new magnitude of the new vector is equal to what? Lambda into A. Okay, we got the magnitude. If any one of the physical quantity is saying to be a vector quantity, we need two values. One is the magnitude, another one is the direction. Okay, the magnitude will be increases by lambda times. New magnitude value is equal to what? Lambda A. What about the direction? So the new vector A dash bar, I am assuming, whenever the given vector A bar is multiplied with the positive values of the lambda, new vector will be forming. That new vector will be represented by A dash bar. A dash bar is equal to lambda into A bar. A dash bar is equal to what? Lambda into A bar. Whenever the lambda will be taking the positive values, the direction of new vector a dash bar must be along the direction of vector a bar. So whenever a given vector a bar is multiplied with the real number of lambda, new vector will be formed. That new vector will be represented by a dash bar. A dash bar is equal to what? A lambda into a bar. So whenever the lambda will be taking only the positive values, what about the new vector direction? The direction of the new vector a dash bar must be along the direction of the vector a bar until and unless lambda will be taking the positive values. This is the case 1 when whatever the real number you consider, that real number lambda will be taking only the positive values. Suppose the same real number lambda will be taking the negative values, what will happen? So case 2, if lambda is less than 0, that implies lambda will be taking the negative values. Lambda will be taking what? Negative values. In the first case we assume lambda will be taking only the positive values. In the second case what we are taking as lambda will be taking the negative values. If lambda will be taking the negative values, first we will discuss what about new vector. So in this case the new vector again we are taking as let it be a double dash bar. New vector a double dash bar is equal to minus lambda into a bar. New vector a double dash bar is equal to what? Minus lambda into a bar. So here this negative sign is indicating what? The negative sign is indicating what means the new vector a double dash bar direction is opposite to that of the initial vector a bar. Again repeating. In this equation the negative sign is denoting what? The negative sign is denoting that the new vector a double dash bar direction must be opposite to that of the initial vector a bar. Must be opposite to the direction of initial vector a bar. So negative sign denotes that the direction of a double dash bar must be opposite to the direction of a bar. Suppose we are assuming that initial vector a bar will be represented along the positive x-axis. The new vector direction, this is a double dash bar. The new vector direction must be opposite to the direction of the a bar. That is, if it is acting along the positive x-axis, new vector will be acting along the negative x-axis. Direction is opposite. What about the new magnitude? New magnitude again it is equal to lambda into a. The magnitude value of the new vector does not be changes. What was altered? The direction will be altered. If it is a positive, a bar comma new vector will be acting along the same direction. If lambda will be negative, new vector and initial vector must be acting in opposite direction only. This is the concept of multiplication of a vector by real number.